First of all, on climate and the environment, Scott Pruitt is a nightmare. There's no doubt about that. Where he has discretion, obviously he will use it to do the minimum amount of enforcement. But the point that I continue to make, and we've been doing as aggressive oversight on an executive agency as I've ever done in my 5 years in the Senate, is that he doesn't actually write the law. The law, for the most part, is the Endangered Species Act, the Clean Air Act, and the Clean Water Act. And he is duty-bound to follow those laws. And so we are going to make sure that he is following those laws. That's number one. Number two is that on the budgeting side, we still control the purse string. So he can't defund EPA without our acquiescence, and we will not acquiesce. The president has decided to get out of the Clean Power Plan, which is a great disappointment. But the Clean Power Plan was actually stayed by a federal court, so it was not actually being implemented. So as a practical matter, over the next 4 years, there's not much of a difference in terms of the federal framework for clean energy. And I'll just say this, that my strategy is to sort of, slow or stop Scott Pruitt where appropriate and where possible, but to keep working on the regional, city, state level, and private sector level, because that's where a lot of very exciting things are happening, including in the state of Hawaii. Everybody's grouchy at, I don't know if everyone's grouchy, a lot of people are grouchy at their electric utility, but we have a 100% clean energy statute, which is something that when I was in Paris and interacting with heads of state, they were extraordinarily impressed with what we were able to do here. And there's a regional greenhouse gas trading program in the Northeast called RGGI. California has its own cap and trade. We locked in the production tax credit and the investment tax credit for solar and wind through 2020. So there's not as much that Scott Pruitt can do to screw things up as maybe he had anticipated, and certainly as much as Trump had anticipated. Now, if Trump gets a second term, that's a different conversation. But one thing at a time. So thank you.